less. I had fainted. I had given up. I had thrown in the towel. I had taken my life. I was through it. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. The writer says, I would have threw in the towel. I would have gave up. I'm not going to sit here and act like I got it all together and there was nothing that could knock me down. I would have given up. I would have thrown in the towel. I would have taken my life. I would have walked off. But unless I had failed to see the goodness of the, he said, if I had failed to see the goodness, if I had ever stopped believing that God was going to do just what he said, if I had ever stopped believing in the promises of God, I would have fainted. Unless I had failed to see the goodness of the Lord, and not in the by and by, but he said in the land of the living. He said, God promised me some stuff down here. And if I would have failed to see that God promised me joy down here, that God promised me peace down here, that God promised me happiness down here, if I'd have failed to see that, I'd have thrown in the towel a long time ago. But my faith tells me that God got some promises for me down here. And so I thank God for the by and by. I thank God for tomorrow. I thank God for what's in the future. But you know, I ain't giving up on the promises of God. If God promised me some things down here, I thank God. If I had failed, I thank God, I thank God, I thank God. He said, I'd have fainted if I hadn't believed in the promises of God right down here in the land of the living. To believe means to have faith. And we discuss faith in Bible study. It's not simply about having faith, but the critical question is, what is your faith in? That's the critical faith. What's your faith in? And here's David. David said he would have fainted if not for his faith in seeing God's goodness on this side of the grave. We know David was a man after God's own heart. And David said, I'd have given up. I'd have fainted if I had failed to believe in the promises of God on this side of the grave. See, I ain't got to go to the grave to get the promises of God. But there's some things that God promised me on this side. And if I can just believe and trust in the Lord with all my heart, mind, and soul. David said, I'd have fainted if I'd have failed to see and believe in the promises of God on this side of the grave. I realize that many Christians are waiting on an eager anticipation of the by and by. We sang the song by and by, when the morning come, when all the saints of God are going to gather at home. We'll tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. When that time comes, I will be ready for it, but I ain't waiting on that time to see the goodness of the Lord. I ain't waiting on that time to occupy the promises of God. I ain't waiting on that time to see what God has promised me on this side of the grave. Do I have any witnesses in the house? Can I tell you that something without judging me? Will y'all allow me to do that? I want to tell you something. I want to be transparent, but I don't want you to judge me. I just want to be real. When I preach, I just want to be real. I'm not really concerned about how people feel and what they think. I'm just trying to be real, and I want to tell you all something, but can you please not judge me for a little while? He said, I look forward to the by and by. I look forward to the by and by, but I also wake up every morning expecting to partake in the now and now. By and by, I'll see you when I get there, but today I'm happy because I woke up next to my soulmate. Today I'm happy because I got a good relationship with my children. Today I'm happy because the Bible says that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. By and by, I'll see you when I get there, but I'm in no hurry because I thank